Most people believe their fears, habits, and emotional reactions were shaped by recent experiences. A bad relationship, a stressful job, a single failure that changed everything. But the truth is far more unsettling. Many of the patterns running your life today were written long before you had language for them, long before you knew what anxiety, self-worth, or boundaries even meant. They began in childhood, quietly, invisibly, embedding themselves into your nervous system, where they still operate in the background, making decisions for you. Childhood wounds are not always dramatic. They are rarely the obvious traumas people imagine. Often they are subtle moments of emotional absence. A parent who was physically present but emotionally unavailable. Praise that came only when you achieved something. Love that felt conditional, unpredictable, or earned. The child's brain, still forming its internal map of reality, interprets these moments not as circumstances, but as truths. And so the mind adapts. It learns strategies to survive emotionally. These strategies work in childhood, but in adulthood, they become limitations. One of the most common wounds is emotional neglect, not being seen, not being understood. When a child learns that their feelings don't matter, the nervous system shifts into self-suppression. As an adult, this often appears as people-pleasing, chronic self-doubt, or an inability to express needs without guilt. You may call it being easygoing or low maintenance, but beneath that identity is a learned belief. My emotions are inconvenient. This belief doesn't disappear with age. It simply disguises itself as personality. Another wound forms around conditional love. When affection is given only for good behavior, success, or obedience, the child internalizes a dangerous equation: worth equals performance. This creates adults who are addicted to achievement yet never satisfied by it. No milestone feels like enough. Rest feels undeserved. Failure feels catastrophic. Psychologically, this is driven by an overactive threat system, the brain constantly scanning for signs of rejection because rejection once meant emotional loss. Then there is abandonment, not always physical, but emotional. A caregiver who was inconsistent, unpredictable, or unavailable during moments of vulnerability. This wounds the attachment system itself. In adulthood, it can manifest as intense fear of closeness or equally intense fear of being alone. Push-pull relationships, hypervigilance. The nervous system oscillates between craving connection and bracing for loss. This is not weakness. It is a survival response frozen in time. What makes these wounds so powerful is that they don't feel like memories. They feel like instincts. They shape how you interpret silence, how you react to criticism, how safe you feel when things are going well. They influence the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you deserve. And because they formed before conscious awareness, you rarely question them. You assume this is just how life works. This is just who you are. Healing begins not with blame, but with recognition. These patterns were once intelligent adaptations. They kept you emotionally safe when you had no control, but you are no longer that child. And the mind, when given awareness, can update its rules. When you name the wound, you weaken its authority. When you observe your reactions without judgment, you create space between the past and the present. Your childhood shaped you, but it does not have to control you. The moment you see these patterns clearly, they stop operating in the shadows. And in that awareness, something powerful happens. You begin responding to life as it is now, not as it once was. And that is where real freedom begins.